Hello and welcome back to part 12 of the Munsters Mansion. Well, what I have done, and I have made a couple of bits and pieces. I'll keep looking down there and there because they're long, well along there, so I'll just show you them in a minute. Uh, yeah, what I've done, I've made a little bit of furniture to go into the kitchen and the dining room, and that you have seen some of the stuff that I have made and brought. So I've stained some of it dark oak, so stained and varnish, and that is the table, the two chairs, sorry, four chairs, and the sink unit. But I'll show you them in a moment. And there's a table, and because you've seen the table what I made anyway. I think you've seen this on before, and I've shown it on camera. And I even showed you when I put it in the Monsters Mansion. And I think I did. I don't really know, like, unless I nigger back on the video and have a look. Yeah, so that's the table. See, and I've dirtied up a little bit, and so it makes it look a little bit dirty. And that's the table. The four chairs I did buy for Timu, and as you did see these when I unwrapped them, but they're coated in, with dark oak with stained and varnish. And there's four of them. There's three. And I'll move them down here. This one back to here. And put that one down there. And there's the fourth one. I'll put that in there. And that's the table and chairs. Now I'll stand them over there. And I did make a sink unit to go into the kitchen. And that is because where it's going to go, and I made it small in was lengthways, because and where it's going to go is on the wall beside the removable wall, so I can't have it really too long. But yeah, so I put a couple of doors on it, but the doors don't open because I start opening them, it's going to knock everything about because because there ain't much room in there, as you know. And there's the sink, and that all dirty now. I made all that dirty, so that is all ready to go in the kitchen. And because what I do, and as now once I show you these, what I do is get the mansion over, and then we will put them inside inside the rooms, and that is where they stay. And as we just build up on it as we go through these, was when next videos and that. And that's the sink unit. I did make a small table to go in the kitchen, and I had to make it small because there ain't much room in the kitchen, as you know, and because the kitchen is very small in this place. Well, I should have made it bigger. And once again, my fault. But and now we live and learn. And yeah, that's the table. And I made this from a 4mm basswoods, and and a 4mm basswoods for the skirt, and the legs is 6mm 6mm square dowels. I cut them to size and I painted them black and put a bit of grey charcoal on them and all that, and to dirty them up. So that's the table going to the kitchen, and I've got like four chairs, and I did buy these from Timu as well, and I painted them black and put the same, a bit of grey on them, and to make them a little bit more dirty. Oh, sorry, you can see that. I'll put it over there so you can see a bit better, because up against me, you can't see it. So yeah, it's the chairs, and that's the table and chairs. There's four of them. Yeah, so that's the ones I made because because what we're going to do is and they put these into the mansion, and that is, and then once I showed you them in the mansion, and that is we're going to get on with the second floor, and they're putting the walls up on the second floor. So and then we'll see what it looks like. So, well, I'm going to stand him over there because there's just a couple more things I want to show you. And I have got the dolls for Herman, Grandad's, Lily, Marilyn, and Little Eddie. So I've got these two for Grandad's and Herman. So there's them two there. And I know they're both the same size, but I'll go out to, and that time I put like the boots on Urban and there's his heads and all that. So like they're making much taller. So they'll be like as Urban and Grandad's. Them down there. We've got two dogs for Lily and Marilyn. And that's them two there. And then that time we put the heads on them, as you know, the hair and the shoes and clothes on them, and that's actually look pretty good, hopefully. And that's them, that's them too. And then we got a little gill doll. I know, a little gill doll, but we've got to make it into Eddie. And then he's only tiny, but and hopefully we can make it into Eddie. So that's the dogs I'm going to be using, and so hopefully they go well. And that's so what I'm going to do now is get the house over, and that's and I'll stop putting these bits in the dining room and in the kitchen. And okay, I've taken the camera off the stand now, and I'm behind the camera, and there's the dining room. So what I'm going to do is take the movable wall off, and I'm going to lay that on top. I'll just lay that over there, and so we can just concentrate on the dining room. But and by the way, there's the hallway. It's still looking good with coffin still open. Well, the telephone coffin still open, and there's the pictures on the wall. And that is so like once I put the next floor on, and that's because this wallpaper here go all the way up to the next floor as well. And once the stairs are in and all that, and will look and absolutely brilliant. So yeah, and there's the kitchen. But I'll come on to the kitchen in a moment. And then we've gone back to the dining room. But what I have done is, and then I've got an old rug, and it's a bit worn, as you can see. It's been taken out there and all that. So I'm going to use that for the time being, unless we can find another one, and then I'll swap it over. And I will stand this on the rug if I can, like that. I push the table and the rug to one side so I can get the chairs in. And what I do, I just put the chairs in, and then I'll be back. Okay, I'll put the table and chair. Well, the chairs around the table now. We've got a lot more bits and pieces. We've got photos on the wall, and there's another stuff in there, stuff on the table, and bits and pieces on the floor, and all that. So, and there's still loads more to go in there. But as I said, we do that as we go, and then they go through these, and then through this house and all that, make it, and then add stuff to it and all that. So, what we're going to do now is go over to the kitchen, and we'll put the cooker and the table and that in the kitchen. Okay, I'll put the removable wall back onto the dining room, and we'll go over to the kitchen now, and I'm going to take off this removable wall, and as we can see the range is still in there, and that. So what I'm going to do is put and I'm going to put the sink unit, because this sink unit is going to go there. Oh, sorry, and then it's going to go there on the opposite side of the range. So. And that's what I'm saying, because I couldn't have I was opening doors, having doors open, because like the time I'll get the table in there, and they see still ain't got no room at all really. And can I have it there, or I can have it down there. I think that'll give me a little bit more room there, I think. But I don't want it too close to the staircase, because otherwise no one can get. Oh, we have to squeeze to go past, I suppose. And so yeah, that's where I feel I'm going to leave it. So what I'm going to do now is put the chairs around it, and we'll come back and have a look at it. Okay, I'll put the chairs around the table, and I know there ain't much room, but hopefully, well, I don't know if I'm going to leave it there yet, and because I've still got loads of more stuff to put. I've got to put like some cabinets up on the wall. I have a cabinet over there, and some shelves over here, and then I've got this little bit, and I've got this working stands and stuff on. And yeah, it's quite still quite a bit to go in there. And I'll probably just put this over there. But this is where it's well the range is staying there anyway, and that's got to stay there, and the seat's got to stay there. But the table chairs, I might move out to here. And I don't know. You've got to see because like there's the removable wall and that. What we'll do now is, and I'll put the ceiling back on. The ceiling back on, or the first floor back on, and then we'll start and making the walls for the next floor. So, and let's do that. Yeah, before we go and have a look at the plans for the first floor, and just like they brought you outside just to show you what the sky's like over here. It is absolutely beautiful today, and it has been for a couple of weeks now. And then it has been up in its 30s, and then, but it is absolutely lovely. What a day, eh? I'll put the first floor back on, and on the mansion, and this is some of the plans, and I've drew it out on the white foam boards, and I will go through it for you. See, this one here is Marilyn's bedroom. That's that bit there. And then there we go, and then there's and the double doors here with a balcony there. Was going to have, and as then we go through the door there. Then we go into in the grandpa's room or bedroom, and as then you got the hallway, and as then you got a bathroom over there, and as then you got the suits of armour what sits there. And then we've got a staircase what's there, and then this is going to be a temporary one, or well, it ain't going to be a temporary one, but it's going to be a door there, and then they come in from the hallway into a room. There's a door there, and then the staircase is behind it, and then we got some rooms here, and then we got and Lily's room here, and then over there we got little Eddie's room. Or to say Eddie's room, not little Eddie's room, and Eddie's room in there. So you come out the doorway there out of and Lily's room, and just go down a corridor, and there's an easy doorways there, and then you go into his room there. So what I'm going to be starting off first of all is doing Marilyn's room, because that's got the big the dome over it or something. Well, like kind of like an arch or something, and on it, and with the balcony. So, and that's what I'm going to be starting first. So, what I do is go away and we get the bits and pieces ready, and we come back and start it. Okay, I'm back. Right, I've cut out a couple of walls, in the front wall and the back wall, and I've got two 90-degree angles holding them up, and that's so they don't fall over. Yeah, that's the way it's going to look, and but I am going to cut because all these are is templates, and I will be cutting these to foam boards, but it'll be double thick foam boards, because on this one here, but I've got to cut it single on this one, because I'm going to have a removable wall here, and all that, so you can see into Marilyn's bedroom when the walls are up, and there's the back one, and that would say exactly the same, but everybody hasn't got a door in. And then plus I'm going to do another one exactly the same as these two, and that going through there. and all that. And there's you look through there, you got a door there. So, and as when I do this one here, I will be cutting the doorway out for there, and that, but it's all double in the foam boards. And I have cut out, sorry, you drew out the balcony, what goes round is what comes in the front, and then for the double doors there. And see around this outside line here, I'll be cutting that away and all that. So all this here, I don't forget, and all this here, and that will go, and as and in there will be the balcony. So so what I'm going to do now is get a bit of foam boards, start cutting one, and then I'll come back and show you how it's going. Well, I've taken this back off the house, and that is, and I have cut a bit out, the same as exactly the same as this. And then if I put that up against it, and as you can see, that matches. And that, but I was thinking, so if I use these and with the roof on it, because once I get these stuck down to the floor, and that is if the roof is and that is in with this floor, and that's when I want to do any like changes or I want to decorate or anything like that. And all I'm going to have is the room is to go through the is removable walls, and that is if you've got any angles on it, what I should say like is inside the rooms, and then as you won't be able to get to them. So so what I was thinking about doing is cutting this top bit off, and as in just making a normal floor, and as in like the same as I've done with the ground floor. Put a ceiling in it, and as in build a roof on top of that. So I always can take it off and have a look in the rooms, and as and then I sort out what we're going to do in the rooms, and as and then put the roof back on, and but don't fix it down, and they just have it the same as the ground floor ceiling, or sort of first floor where this is going to be. I can lift it off and put it back on. So that is what I'm going to do. And I think that'd be the best way. And that's so we're better and that looking, instead of just looking through the removable wall and trying to do stuff in there. And I better to take off the roof, and I can was working it that way, and then put the roof back on. So that's my plan. So what I'm going to do is cut these off, and and then just make the floor, and then we stop on the floor, and as we have a look and get once I've started it. Right, I've cut out the balcony, as you can see. So that's the balcony, and now I've made 3 walls, but you've seen me make them before, and they're gluing 2 bits of foam board together, and I put a couple of wooden supports up. But I've made 3. I'll show you those in a minute. But this balcony, and it's all been cut out, so all this outside there, well, I said it's gone, where it's gone now, and plus I've left a 10mm. It's all down one side, and all the way down there. 10mm on that back bit there, and then like I've left the 10mm there because on the picture, and that is of the house, and as it's got a lip, what sits on the outside of the walls all the way down this side and around here, because this all tapers back back to the building underneath. But I'll show you that in a minute. And that's so. And what I do, I'll raise the house up, and I can show you where it tapers back. Yeah, there's where I've cut back on the floor and all that. So that does taper back into the, and if I can get it right, it does taper back into the building, as you see there. Well, what I do, and all the way around there, and I will fill that and put it slanted, because in the picture that's how it is. So we've got a 10mm lip, and that all the way down, and that all the way down one side. It's only on this side here where the where Marilyn's and the bedroom is. So what I'm going to do, I know I've got a gap here, and all that. But once I get weight on it, they should push it to pull it down anyway. And then once I fill it in, and you ain't gonna see that. So what I'm gonna do now is put the two, or to say three walls on, and all I'm gonna do is put them up with 90 degree angles, and then hold them up, and then that's so you can see the front, the three walls. But what I got down, I got down two pictures just to show you what I mean. See this here, because that's going to be Marilyn's bedroom. There's the balcony and all that. You see that that is that lip, or to say that is lip what sits all the way around there. And I'll go over to the other pictures I've got of it. So because that lip sits all the way down there, around there, and then the other side of the balcony. And that is, and then it's on this one here. See here, and as it tapers back, but from the top, going back into the building below. So that's what I've done. So that is that bit there, and that is, and well, now all it is just putting some floors on, or sorry, some walls. And I'll just show you a couple. Okay, these are the three walls I have made, and all that. And there you see I have taken the top off, where I was going to put the rounds a bit on the top, above like Marilyn's in the bedroom. But I tore that off, as I said to her earlier. What I do, I take that off because if I put the roof on this floor, as I say on these, I won't be able to lift it up and work in it. So, and then what I'm going to do is, and then run off another ceiling on these and all the way across, and put the roof on top of that. So these are the three walls that I have done so far. That one there is for the balcony for the double doors. This one here would be like is Marilyn's bedroom. I know that one now. You might be thinking myself, why that one's a bit short, but I've got a wall going all the way through there to there, and so that wall. So I was to say this wall that sorry, there was that bit there fixed against this wall here, and I've got a back wall. As you can see, I know it's got like his pen marks over it, but I was drawing a bit and it's hanging out on a bit of foam boards, and that. So instead of wasting it, I thought I'd use that because once I just decorate everything, and as we ain't gonna see that anyway. So that's them three walls. I haven't stuck them down as you can see because I've got the 90-degree angles holding them up, and that. So what I do, I go away and then make this one, and we'll glue this one in, put this one in here, and I could glue that one in, and I could put this little bit in there, and then glue that one in. Because around this side here, and around this side here, I was going to have the movable wall in around here, and I've changed my mind, and then I'm going to have a removable wall here, as it's into Marilyn's bedroom. And there's an immovable wall here into Granddad's in the bedroom. So, and that's what I'm going to go do. We'll go do now, and I'll be back to show you. All right, okay. That wall's fixed in now, where the balcony is. That's all fixed in now, and I have done that wall there as well. Because that's all glued down and fixed in now. And I've got a doorway there to come out into the hallway and to come down the stairs. And as you know, like a suit of armour is going to go there because which says that down there. So we've got that going to go there. And that, and because I've still got to do all these walls here yet, and all along there and around there and along there. But I will be doing them soon. And then like as I fix these two walls in, these all fixed now. That is the back wall, and that is the monsters, and they must be trying to be artists because they've been drawing all over the walls. And so, and then right. We got a corridor in as well between Marilyn's bedroom and Granddad's bedroom. And there's the hallway, so that's all in now as well. And I know it's got, as you know, it's all got to be decorated yet and all that, but at the moment I'm just putting the walls in, and then trying to go and get this second floor, or to say first floor, because you've got ground floor, and as you've got first floor, and all that. So I'm going to try to get all the walls up up on this floor here. Sorry, and up on this floor here. So what I'm going to do now is cut an hole in here for the windows, because I've been because what I've done was forgot about the window there. And there's an put these two movable walls in. That's one in Granddad's bedroom, and one on Marilyn's bedroom. So I'll go do that, and I'll come back and show you. Okay, I've done the two removable walls. There's Granddad's one, and I will show you. Or we'll just take it out. And I put a window in for Granddad, because the light is on the and that on the picture I've got, and it's got a window at the back and of the mansion, but he hasn't got no windows down the side. But I will show you that in a moment. And that's what I'm talking about. And so that's the removable wall for Granddad, so we can see in there once the roof goes on. Or we'll put this back. That is, because they're easy enough to go in. And so that's Granddad's, and this is Marilyn's. So there's Marilyn's one, and that's a removable wall, and you've seen the double doors where the balcony is. So that's that one. Okay, yeah. So that's the. I've let the table down a little bit. It's still a bit too hard to see. That's as low as the table will go. But where the house is getting bigger, and there's it's going to be hard to filming it. I've just had to take the floor off and film it, and then put it back on the house. But yeah, this is what I was talking about. Where I could put it. See down this side here. Oh, there it is. There's the well, as you know, the balcony and the double doors there. See all down this side. There's no windows in it, and on the back. Sorry, down the side. Was only one round the back. So that's why I haven't put any windows in down there. We're down that side there. So yeah, so there's a drawing, and that. So I go by the drawing about best I can. Yeah, right. And we've done a little bit of the first floor, and I know it's only 2 rooms, but we've got the rest of that to do. And I ain't going to try to fit it all into one video, because otherwise the video would be too long. And as in plus, and then the next one it'll be like kind of like that floor, the rest of that, and as it may be the roof, and that's my plans so far. So well, I'm going to end this video here now. So thank you once again for watching one of our videos, and if you could please subscribe and push that like button. Send us a comment, and because we do love reading your comments, and that's replying back to you. And so once again, thank you for watching. And that weekend's coming up now, and it's going to be absolutely beautiful, because it is still hot out there now. And it's 36, I think it is today. It was 35 yesterday. It's 35 or something like that the day before, and then that's supposed to be about 35 tomorrow and Sunday. So hooray, hooray! And I'm going to wish you a good weekend, and have a lovely time. And we'll catch you in the next one. So thank you for watching, and bye bye.